Hi, guys, just made it. Terry Hardin, Walt Disney's legendary Imagineer here. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Friday. Ask Me Anything Friday. As I said, I'm Walt Disney's legendary Imagineer, Terry Hardin, and today we're going to talk about Disney news, but also you guys can ask me questions. Now, I want to right out up front say to you that this will not be very long as my father had to go to emergency. I had to call 911 and get my dad to the emergency room middle of the night. Let's just say Wednesday, Thursday arc, and I've had about this much sleep. But I did want to touch base with you guys, say hi to you guys, and let you know I am going to be, it looks like I am going to be able to be at the birthday at Disneyland on Sunday, Disneyland's birthday, July 17th. My father is stable, and he may be coming home after a very scary time in my life, which was July. First with COVID and now with my father, and the fact that I couldn't go over to help my dad because the doctor said I should wait an additional 5 days after testing negative for COVID, since my dad is almost 88 years old. Yeah, a lot to be putting on you guys, right? But today is Ask Me Anything. So any question you want to ask, please post in the comments. I'm going to try and go a little bit over an hour, but then I'm going to need to get off and call the hospital and see how my dad is doing. As of last night, my dad was much better. He couldn't move. He couldn't get up, and I couldn't get over to assess the situation. So my cousin took care of it and argued with my father, because if you have elderly parents, you know that they hit you with that. You're the child. I'm the parent. I know best, even though my dad could not get up under his own power. And so I have not had much sleep. I'm very agitated because I was very worried about my dad. My dad is my hero. And he suffers from, well, he doesn't suffer. He's been controlling congestive heart failure for about 5 years now. And so I was concerned when he said he couldn't move. I asked if he could move his arms because I didn't know what was going on because I could not see him. So luckily, when he was in the emergency room, nurses were in a panic because his vitals were all over the charts. They were really frightened, and they let me know that, which of course didn't put me at ease. But it's just been a hell of a week. But let me give you the bottom line. He's better. And the nurse at the hospital, they admitted him. The nurse at the hospital who's taking care of him is a veteran as well, and they both fought the Korean War. So, of course, they're like this and chattering away, and that's a very good sign. So, I will be Sunday at the birthday for the morning. I'm going to be at Rope Drop, I'm hoping, and I'll stay I'll stay just a little while. And then I think I'm going to leave and go to downtown Disney and see a friend of mine who couldn't get in because it's her birthday and she's part of Terry's tribe. What's that, you say? What's Terry's tribe? Well, let me just tell you about it. I know you're like, Terry, we know. Silly segue. Patreon.com/Terry Hardin is Terry's tribe, a group of people who surround you like the Force and take really good care of you. A bunch of us whenever we're hurting. So guess who was hurting today, and guess who took care of me? My tribe. It's a great group of positive energy people who just make you feel better. They're not all artists, meaning they're not all artists who draw, paint, or sculpt, but they are artists in their mind, because an artist is passionate about what they do, and they are all very passionate and wonderful, giving, loving people. $5 a month, $60 a year gets you to be a part of this wonderful page. I broadcast every Monday and Friday before this broadcast privately to them. It allows us to speak freely on a private page and do things I most likely would not be able to do here or speak here. and them as well without being judged. Also, we have a Zoom call. This week, the Zoom call was on Monday night to help those who can't join us Wednesday morning. But I do a Zoom call every week so we can actually have conversation, and it was spectacular. So after so long being away. So if you're interested in being a part of that, please go here, check it out. $5 a month, $60 a year is a great level to get started at. Dip a toe in the water because you don't have to pay for a full year. I don't have that on my Patreon. Patreon actually urged yearly memberships, but I did not want to do that for $5 a month because once you do a yearly membership, it's really hard for you to get out. Not that I want you to get out, but if you're on the fence about it, you can try it for a month or two. If you find you're too busy with your schedule or it's just not for you, you can opt out. And I will not be offended. Okay. I just want you there when you're safe. Forgive me. Oh, see, bless her heart. Okay. Excellent. Let me just say this. I love you. Okay. All right. So the tribe is. Can't you tell I'm a little sleepy? So forgive me. It's just that I have to have the phone at the ready in case they call me about my dad. I know you understand. Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. So this is Patreon. They were wonderful today. They were all holding my hands virtually during my broadcast because I'm really on borrowed time here, guys. I haven't had a lot of sleep, and it's because July has been a butt kicker for me. Those of you who know me, COVID and then this. So yeah. All right. So Disney news is what I'm going to talk about today. Please put your questions in the comments. I just noticed when I was looking at stuff that there was a poll done about the new name for Splash Mountain. I think this came out of Florida with Walt Disney World. So this whole issue about Splash Mountain, which I really think is overkill. I think they're really looking for something to be angry about. Forgive me, I am mixed, so I have a right to say this. I just think they're looking for trouble. You got to look at it at the surface, which is Splash Mountain wanted to be kind of southern feeling. Let me tell you, I'm sure you guys all know this, but Splash Mountain was created by Imagineers because it started out with a small need, and from necessity comes invention. All right. Have you heard something like that before? Anyway, they were closing America Sings to the sadness of many of us, but they were closing America Sings and they had all these great audio animatronic figures and they were trying to figure something to do with them. So Splash Mountain was created by that. I mean, who doesn't love I lay down my burdens down by the riverside? Who's not going to love that chicken singing and all of those characters singing, those gators and everything? So I just loved it. I'm a very integral part of Splash Mountain. I worked on the texture for the boat that you ride in Florida. And I was awarded main drop in Japan with Splash Mountain. I don't know if Japan is going to change theirs or not. But of course, it came down that people wanted it changed because they thought it was racist because of Uncle Remus and blah, 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 blah. Let's not get into that, okay? And if you do want to debate with dignity, okay? Don't insult me, just attack my ideas. Okay? So don't debate me, debate the idea, okay? All right, cool. It's important you don't get personal because you don't want to offend your person. You just want to state your idea across. Am I right? So here's mine. I think it's really sad that you can't see Song of the South, but Song of the South has nothing to do with Splash Mountain, except for a wonderful, cute, wonderful, joyful, wonderful, upbeat song, Zippity Doo-Dah. Okay. So please understand that this is the way Disney works. Disney takes these figures. What would be cool for them singing? A Southern song. What song would be cool? Zippity Doo-Dah. It didn't go any further than that, guys. They like Brer Bear. They like Brer Fox. Didn't go any further. Okay. Remember that Disney is about joy and happiness. okay? The brand likes everything to be happy. Remember, the Little Mermaid lived. In the real fairy tale, she doesn't live, all right? Those of you who only watch Disney films, you're going to be very surprised about what reality really brings, okay? So I watched Song of the South and I was trying to figure out why people were so offended. And all we could figure out is super happy slaves. Because in the movie, you're not really sure they're slaves. They've been emancipated, apparently, I would have been told. So they choose to be there. It is the most integrated film I have seen of that period, one of the most. So I was very impressed with that. And then if you don't get to see Song of the South, you don't get to see one of the finest performances that I think I've ever seen, and that's the man who plays Uncle Remus. He's absolutely jaw-dropping, charismatic. You can't take your eyes off him. He's so good. So, Song of the South, although it's not Splash Mountain, how can, with people, raising their pitchforks, saying that they're angry, that they're tying them together. So let's let them tie them together for a moment and say that I don't think they ever were tied together. I don't think that's the way Disney thought. Okay, I could be wrong, but I am an Imagineer and have been for a long time. So I'm just saying, I think you're mistaken on this one, guys, those of you who think this is a bad thing. But let's not digress. Now they have decided to make it Tiana's, what did he call it? Tiana's Adventure. And the person who wrote the article questioned if adventure was the proper word. He also, or they also, I'm not exactly sure who is running this particular article that came across. So forgive me for not giving you proper credit. I've had a week. I know you'll forgive me. But they also point out that why does Tiana have to take table scraps? That this ride, even though Imagineers will probably make it fabulous, it feels like she's getting table scraps. Why can't she have her own ride, her own design, her own thing? None of us don't want to have, none of us are saying we don't want to have a Tiana adventure. But as this person points out, or this article points out, she's always going to be tarnished by, if you change Splash Mountain, those who like Splash Mountain are going to be me. Probably me being one of them, full disclosure. So is this fair to Tiana and the gang? Because it's a fun film, and they better include Rod, the dragonfly who's in love with Luna the Moon. They better have him in there if they're going to have him, or I won't be happy. But the point is this: I think they're overthinking it. I don't think you need to change Splash Mountain, and it's not because I have stuff. I have that I have skin in the game. It's because I think it's a fantastic ride and people still crowd it and people still ride it and people still love it. So that's Disney news number 1. Disney news number 2 is that apparently in Walt Disney World, another log on Splash Mountain sank. Didn't really go into why, probably because they overloaded it with too much weight, but who can say? So people had to be evacuated from the boat that sank on the Splash Mountain attraction and things stopped. Have you heard this? Please post in the comments things that you think. Please post in the comments news that you've heard about, whether it's Splash Mountain or Disney news. So the boat sank. The ride is the ride has been given a new name tentatively. Let's say tentatively. There's nothing happening until you see the first groundbreaking, which has not happened yet. But discussions are still going on. And then something I found fascinating, which I wanted to bring to your attention and you can tell me more about, is Find My Car. Have you heard this? This is from Disney. Disney has a new, what would it be called? App. You guys know the lingo. I don't, but a way to find your car through the Disney app. And it is going to be activated this summer at Walt Disney World and then later for Disneyland. So as opposed to you taking a photo of where you parked and remembering where you went. Now you can just using GPS or something fun and fangled and fancy, again, using your phone on a network. Really, I think this Find My Car is a fun idea, but I'd rather them fix their what is it, their signal, because they're relying so much on the phone here at Disneyland, and their Wi-Fi is terrible. Disney has some of the worst Wi-Fi, and they still keep loading it with things you must do on your phone, your phone, your phone, your phone, your phone, your phone. If you're one of those people who doesn't have a smartphone, you're really hating Disney right now, because it's almost impossible to navigate the park, they tell me, without having a smartphone, which they don't want. So they're feeling a little bit railroaded. But I digress on that, in that even if you do have a phone, and even if your Wi-Fi is working, many people will tell you to use cellular because Disney's Wi-Fi sucks. So while you're out there designing a cool new way to find your car, and I take a picture of where I parked, I don't know, call me crazy. Makes it very easy. Never lose my car. But instead of fixing their Wi-Fi, which is what I think should be top priority with Disney, is fix your Wi-Fi. If you're going to put all this pressure on your Wi-Fi, then it should work, shouldn't it? If you're going to order food, if you're going to book rides, if you're going to do GD Plus, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, they got to see your pass, blah, 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 blah. In the tribe, we're constantly talking about ways you can beat the system, meaning that if you have a pass and all of a sudden their Wi-Fi isn't working, and you try to call it up on your phone, and who knows, maybe you're with a service that's not working either, but you can't call it up. What do? Take a screenshot of it. So you take a screenshot of your pass as a backup if you can't call it up when you're parking or whatever, or you're working to get in the park. Okay. You got to have a way to show it. So many of the tribe is people who go to the parks. They have all of these, what do they call them? Hacks. So they're very helpful, because, and also a communication system via messaging with each of us, so that we can help each other get through the park, help each other if we have challenges in the park. I'm telling you, Terry's Tribe is amazing on so many levels. So go check it out, patreon.com/Terri Hardin. But one of the things I asked was when the park was opening on the birthday and when the parking structure opens, because I'm going to be there at the birthday, that Sunday, July 17th at 8 o'clock in the morning. And then I'm probably only going to be there till 11, because I'd like to book my lunch at 11 at Tortilla Joe's, I think is what it's called. Anyway, on Downtown Disney, that's where I want to eat. So I think I'm going to eat there with my friends, and then I may come back for an hour and then go home. I'm just, I tested negative, I think I told you guys, last Saturday for COVID. So I have to be a little careful with my body, but I will go down there because I really want to see people, and I'm going to go down and we're going to do it, and we're going to be careful. Yeah. And also, when I was there for May the 4th, celebration of May the 4th, the Downtown Disney strip did better than the park. I'm not saying they're going to do that again, but I want to see how they celebrate Disneyland's birthday, because they're gonna. So I can't wait to see what they have in store. I don't know if they'll have anything, but the main reason I'm going outside of the park is that the two friends of mine, or one friend of mine who has a birthday, two friends have birthdays, but one can't get into the park for the birthday. So we're going to go out, meet her at Downtown Disney, and celebrate her birthday. I'm hoping, I'm going to reach out to her today and say, why don't we meet? Because she's a lovely person. So, and again, she's with the tribe. So there you go. Okay. So there's that. I'm sure there's many other Disney news things that I could share with you. Like, for example, when I had COVID, I watched, just after, because I wanted to make myself rest, I watched Sound of Music. I haven't seen Sound of Music for like 20 years. And you know what I realized? That Walt Disney, the question I put to you, was Walt Disney a genius or just extremely observant? Here's why. As I sat and watched The Sound of Music, I realized it was Mary Poppins. Yeah, Now, not the books, because my husband goes, the books, the books. No, 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 no. You remember the woman, if you saw Saving Mr. Banks, the woman who wrote Mary Poppins hated the movie, hated what Walt did. But Walt knew this. All he needed to do was get her signature on it, allowing him to make the movie, and then he didn't care. Let's just cut to the chase, right? He didn't care what she thought. Many writers will tell you, you do that, you don't have a lot of power. Neither did she. So you have Julie Andrews, you've seen Sound of Music, and then all you do is use that as the template for Mary Poppins. I mean, seriously, you've got the father who likes a ship-shape home. And in Mary Poppins, you don't have a mom, but you have a mom who's distracted as well. They have a nanny. All the nannies have been bad. Mary Poppins, Sound of Music, bad nannies, good nanny, Mary Poppins. Then Mary Poppins takes the children on an adventure, makes them feel upbeat, makes them let them be children, blah, 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 blah. Was Walt just observe it and use it as a template? It's pretty doggone smart, in my opinion. Mary Poppins is one of my favorite movies, but when I watched Sound of Music, I was like, hey! Right down to the leading singing lady. I'm just saying. We all know Walt wasn't stupid. Maybe he was a genius in that he was so observant. What are your thoughts? Anyway, that's the conclusion I came up with. And that's the Disney news. Let's see what you have to say. It looks like there's just a couple of you that have commented, and that's probably because maybe you don't feel like asking questions, or you just want me to be able to get off here at a decent time. Really, guys, you can ask your questions. I can go a little over an hour, and we've only been 21 minutes and 44 seconds. 45, 46. No, I'm kidding. Okay. So we'll just start, and as you go, you can do it. But because of my dad, I am going to get off here early, but don't, feel free to post in the comments any thoughts that you're having. All right. There's a few of you up here, so I know you're watching. So if you want to ask a question, please do. If you want to say hello, please do. Just understand I am going to get off here and take care of my dad and all of my crazy stuff. But I wanted to come and see you guys today because let's just point out one thing. Consistency is key, and it takes 21 days to create a habit, and I've been doing this for over 4 years. Broadcasting to you in one way or another, poorly, well, but I wanted to get back in the game as quickly as possible, mainly because I miss you guys, but also because you rely on me. I know you do. So this is why, it's important to, when you commit to someone, to do the best you can when you commit. And I'm not always perfect with this, right? So basically, don't be shy. Ask your questions. I'm here for at least 1 hour today. Okay. All right. Let's see what people are saying. Let's see what people are saying. Okay. Good morning. Hello, Diane. Thank you, Francisca. I really, really appreciate that. This is one of the other reasons that I was excited to, yeah, this is, also, if you are in certain areas where my broadcast reaches you, YouTube made the announcement today before I got here on StreamYard that some places are not able to comment, nor are they able to show comments on certain channels. So if you're struggling a little bit on the YouTube channel, understand YouTube is doing the best they can to get it ready. And so hopefully you can visit after. If you're seeing this broadcast afterwards, welcome. Please post in the comments and I will check. But YouTube warned me before I came on today that I may not be able to get out to you. So if that is your challenge right now, try to be patient. Remember, we didn't used to have this. And you can visit me later, and then it's a short one today, so you won't miss out on too much. Okay, deal. Okay, good. And thank you, Francisca. That really means a lot to me, sweetheart. All I remember from Song of the South was how happy everyone was singing and bluebirds on their shoulder. Yes, this is exactly my point, Melissa. So I just need I constantly, as an Imagineer, are explaining to people the difference between film and documentary, film and reality. Okay. I see that Tim Gillette is here, and a bunch of us went with an amazing man who used to be what Evan, you've seen Evan Hunter on here. He's a production assistant, a PA as we call it. This guy was too to Guns N' Roses. So he was in the music scene. He knows a lot of music people in the music industry. His name is Craig Duswald. He's an amazing person. And Tim Gillette also is in the music industry, somewhat was, touched by music in any case. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is we were at a gathering in Texas when all of us decided to see Bohemian Rhapsody. And I remember afterwards talking a bit with Craig's son, and he was a little upset because of the way the movie played with the timeline. So the only reason I'm bringing this up is because a movie is allowed to play with the timeline. A movie is allowed to take away certain things. They're looking to get your rump in the seat so they can make the movie however they want. And you can say I'm wrong, but 9 times out of 10, Walt Disney wants a happy movie. Even if the movie is sad, like Old Yeller or Bambi, it has an uptick at the end. Okay. So that's the Disney formula. And so Pirates of the Caribbean, is there any wonder there's no real act of piracies in Pirates of the Caribbean? None of them. Okay. They want it to be the happy-go-lucky pirates. Ha ha, la 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 la, right? This is what Disney wants. So if you're getting upset about Song of the South because the people that I'm not even sure they were slaves anymore. I think they were emancipated, but correct me if I'm wrong. They're happy. They're happy slaves or they're happy emancipated people. Either way, they're not, we're not going to look at the plight. We're not going to get into that tight stuff because Disney wants you to feel happy and wants it to be about the songs, about the celebration of this character that spoke to all children and made them feel better, Uncle Remus. See, that's the one thing about Song of the South. He's making all kids of all colors feel good. He just makes you feel good. And the actor is brilliant. So it's very sad that we don't get to see it, right? So that's exactly right. Bluebirds on My Shoulder. And in Splash Mountain, being able to sing this song as you're bopping along in a waterlog, I think is absolutely brilliant. So am I going to miss this attraction? You bet I am. You bet I am. So I'm with you, Melissa. Absolutely. Good morning, Tim Gillette. See, I saw you were here. I missed the connections to the Sound of Music and Mary Poppins. Very good, Terry. I did too. I just watched Sound of Music. My husband is like, "Why are you watching Sound of Music?" We have this streaming service that my husband has found called Plex, Plex, where you can plug in your DVDs into a system and then stream them, but they're yours to control. So you own them. You can stream them. They never go away from you, unless, of course, your drive malfunctions. But my point is this: you own it. You don't pay a fee to do it. Well, you kind of do because you got to buy the drive system and whatever. But my point is it creates a list and you can click on the list. Well, anytime something hasn't been watched after it's been put into the system, it has a little gold triangle up in the right-hand corner. Like right where my logo is, there's a triangle. So when I can watch a movie, I go in my library of Plex and I click on the triangle, and Sound of Music was one of them that I hadn't watched in a long time. And when I was sitting there, I was like, oh my gosh. Wow. One thing that's really going to get you. So Diane, you got to watch it. Watch Sound of Music with Mary Poppins in your head. Julie Andrews, Mary Poppins, and wait till they talk about the whiskers on kittens, warm woolen mittens in the bedroom, okay, is very close to her when she's in their bedroom and she makes things, they clean their room. Yeah. You're going to be like, oh my goodness. It's actually very cool. I like this epiphany that I realized, and you're gonna love it too. You're gonna go now, everyone, make it an assignment to watch Sound of Music with Mary Poppins in your head, and you're gonna go, wait a minute, was Walt a genius, or was he just doggone observant, or both? It's fun, huh? Yeah, I thought so. We were talking about pain thresholds in the tribe, and I wanted to share I worked 2 years with a broken bone in my foot and thought it was an ingrown toenail. Duh. No, no, no. This is I'm used to this with people like this. My father has a very high pain threshold because he's a Korean War veteran, and veterans, they seem to have a high pain threshold. So whenever my dad says he's in pain, I multiply it by 100 million, and I know that it's time to really take action with him. And that's the job of being his daughter, right? Especially, he's almost 88. He's going to be 88 on July 26th. I'm very excited. But I'm not going to lie to you. I was scared. So when my dad says I'm not feeling well, I'm in pain, get her done, right? Yeah. Thank you, Bob. Good morning, Terry. Hope you're feeling better. Thank you, Cindy. I am frazzled, but yes, I'm feeling better. And I will be at the birthday party, Disneyland's birthday party on Sunday the 17th, unless, God forbid, something goes south, which I'm going to knock on wood right now. Over here too, so you can hear it, and say, no, I'm going to be fine. Okay? All things good and wonderful. If you can't make the birthday party because you didn't get a ticket, you didn't get to register, whatever the terminology is, I'm still trying to figure it out, then I'm going to try to have lunch 11:30 at, is it Tortilla Joe's or whatever on City Walk? Okay, because I've got some people who couldn't get in, so we're going to gather. If you want to come and see me there, do it, but do it early, because I think I'm going to be out of there by 1 o'clock. I'm going to come back home. Not that I still have COVID. COVID's gone. History, bye, fluttered away, all that kind of stuff. I will be masking and taking precautions, so don't be offended. And we'll have lunch together. We'll be there at the circle and have lunch. So if you want to come, just know that we're going to, that's probably around the time I'm going to try and do it. I'm going to talk with my girl Stephanie and see if she can help me out with that. So, because if I can just delegate a little bit, and I'm going to ask her if I can delegate a little bit, then maybe I'll take her something fun and nice for her trouble for helping me out. So, so that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. But thank you. And I hope you're doing well, Cindy. I hope I can see you maybe on the birthday. We are sending out prayers to you and your dad. Will Lindsay be with you on Sunday? No, Bob. No. Lindsay is, as I am not a Marvelite, he is not a Disneyite. He's really campaigning for me not to go. So we compromised, and I said I'd be there just a few hours and then I'll come home. So I'll be there like 8, have lunch, and then I'll either leave right after lunch or I'll go back into the park. I will check how I'm feeling at that point, Yeah. Hello, Holly. The reason you're unsure that people in Song of the South are enslaved or free is because the screenwriter Dalton Raymond wrote an extremely racist script. It was rewritten enough to get the movie made, but he tried to keep things vague so he could try and push his agenda. Well, there you go. And what did Walt do? Mary Poppins. Same with Mary Poppins, yes. She had her agenda. Walt spoon-fed them what they wanted to hear. And then when he got the signature on the contract that gave him the rights to make the movie, he did what he wanted. Tell me this isn't so. This is the way it works in the entertainment industry. Be ready for it, guys. Some of the best cars in the system are in the entertainment industry. So you've gotta bring your full game face to negotiations when you're in the industry. Absolutely you do. Absolutely you do. And sometimes even then you're at a disadvantage, I mean, Disney is one of the best when it comes to negotiation. And I'll talk to the tribe about what happened to me, but I'm not going to talk about it here. It's too public here. So that's something that if you want to call carrot to get you to join the tribe. Okay, you can call it whatever you want, but no, it's just certain things I talk about in the privacy behind closed doors and other than I do regular stuff, right? But it is true that the entertainment industry, and many writers will tell you this, that they will tell you what you want, in some cases pay you what you want, and then do what they please once they've got your signature on that paperwork. Didn't even George Lucas say he regretted, even though it was a gazillion billion zillion billion dollars he sold Star Wars for to Disney, that he regretted it? Nothing he can do about it now. It's theirs. It's theirs. Yeah. Yeah. But don't think they're so big that if you think you have a right to something that they have taken from you, that you don't fight it. So I read a great story yesterday about the little character from Ice Age. As you know, Disney now owns the Ice Age movies. I didn't really know that, but the article told me that. And the little character who I love, the little what is he, squirrel with the walnut? He's called Scrag, I guess is his name. Disney owns the rights to the pictures, but they don't own the rights to that little character. That little character is owned by an individual who went up against Goliath and won. So they don't specifically say what happened and what that person won, but that's not really the point here. The point is, if you're in the right, you go for it. Okay? You fight for what's yours. All right? Just yeah. All right? And that's the deal there. You know, this person went up against the big behemoth and won. So if you know you're in your rights because they've taken something, apparently this person had pitched an idea with this little squirrel character, and they didn't like it. But later, when they designed a movie, they liked the look, and it's not like they hang onto your stuff, but it's in your brain. And when you are a big company, you really should double, quadruple before you pull things out, because if you're refusing things that are pitched to you, you want to make sure that you're not taking from there. Which is why when I tell you guys, one of the things is you post on the internet your theme park designs and ideas, and you say to yourself, what would I do as an Imagineer? And you post on Instagram or YouTube or whatever, and you also share your dream. Those things are dated. So if Disney comes out with a movie based on what you're talking about, there's your proof right there. YouTube dates it, Instagram dates it. Everybody has a date stamp on it. So they can't really say they came up with it before you, unless they can prove it. So that's why I'm saying, if you come up with something and Disney sees it because they're combing the internet, or any company combs it and sees it, you can do it. Now, there are some times when that's different. And like I said, I won't go into it here, but you're going up against a very big company. You're challenging, I shouldn't say going up against, but you're challenging a company in certain ways about something that you feel is your brand, your stuff, right? So that's what I'm saying. Okay. Anyway, I don't know how I got on that tangent, but point is that things like Song of the South and things like Mary Poppins, all Walt must have asked himself, what's my mission here? Get her signature on that contract so I can make my movie. That's what he did. But if you do want to be entertained and see what's going on and what's happening in life, and really want to do a little fun thing for yourself, watch Sound of Music and then watch Mary Poppins, or watch Mary Poppins and then watch Sound of Music with Mary Poppins in your head. Now, many of you are like me. We love the Julie Andrews Mary Poppins, and there is no other Mary Poppins, and you know what I'm talking about. There isn't another Mary Poppins movie. I'm sorry. It doesn't exist in my brain. Period. It's Julie Andrews and Dick Van Dyke, or no one. Zero. So it's it's a movie I love very, very much. And I just really was fascinated at the parallels. I even told my husband, and my husband was like you, Diane. He was like, wow. And he started to do it too. Okay, you got the father. Parallels with the father. You got the children. There's less children in Mary Poppins, isn't there? There's not 7, there's 2, but they have a nanny and they terrorize the nanny. Just like in Sound of Music, where the 7 don't like the nanny, terrorize the nanny. Strict rules by the father, same thing. Sound of Music, Mary Poppins, yep, yep, yep. They even have a character that's kind of fun and whimsical in Sound of Music, but he holds no candle to the whimsical and entertainment of Dick Van Dyke. But he's there. He's kind of that outside sort of character that is talking not necessarily directly to the Julie Andrews character in Sound of Music, but he's there to kind of keep you energetic and upbeat. And that is Uncle Max. So you're going to find these parallels and you're just going to give a giggle. You really are going to give a giggle because there are so many similarities in these two films that it's fun. And you say to yourself, Walt must have been just very observant. And boom. And you're just like, wow. Just wow. Now, he doesn't copy it. He just used that as the springboard for Mary Poppins. And the real no-brainer was he didn't make it a stretch for Julie Andrews. This Sound of Music was, she's a young actress early in her career. And so all she had to do was sing and do pretty much the same thing. Tunes were even kind of similar and upbeat. Even though I think Julie Andrews could have done anything she put her mind to, especially as a vocalist, he just hedged his bets. And that's what a good filmmaker and producer does. Makes it as easy for the performer as possible if you're really thinking in that way. In some ways, they don't do that, but they should. So my point is, a movie is a movie. It is art that is created by an artist, like I would create a painting or a sculpture. My point of view. Remember, my truth, your truth, the truth, and none of them are wrong. That comes from The Offer, and I love that quote. The Offer being about The Godfather, and it's on Paramount Plus, but it's great. And thank you, Evan Hunter, for telling me I should watch it because I did, and I love it, and it's amazing. But that's what they say. They're saying that the vision from each is from a person's point of view. And so we look at Walt and go, what a genius. And it's not that he's not. It's just he may have been very observant, and that made him a genius, or both. He saw talent. He plugged talent in where talent would do their best, i.e. Imagineers. Yes? And then he created a magical park by putting the people in place that could create the magic. Yeah, I know you agree. You don't even have to say anything. I know you agree. So this is something that just was an epiphany in my brain when I saw Sound of Music and saw the similarities to Mary Poppins. I thought, wow, that is just too amazing. It's too much. And then I saw and heard people and he pulled from Sound of Music. Okay. The singer who did the voice work for was it Snow White? My husband named it. Maybe it was Cinderella. Anyway, she did voice work for the films, and then he pulled her and he used her to do voice work in the films, and she's in Sound of Music. Beautiful voice in Sound of Music. I mean, and then of course you're going to see a Cartwright as one of the Van Trump kids. Not that she was in Mary Poppins, but people would look there and say, gosh, these kids are pretty good. And they would go on to do stuff, So I'm not just saying that Walt was the only brilliant filmmaker, but he definitely had seen Sound of Music and said, this would be great for Mary Poppins. Okay. Put his people on it and bingo. It's kind of a similar puzzle, makes it easier for the person to make a transition. The environment is fun and bam, right? It was just an observation. I just thought it was very, 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 very cool. Yeah, I thought it was very, 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 very cool. So that's been my July, because I haven't been able to really build things. I haven't been really to create things, except for I'm illustrating, and I have a job of illustrating a book. I illustrated Giggling Pumpkins. You may remember I'm getting ready. I'm actually illustrating another one in that series. And I cannot tell you the title, but I'm doing it. It seems to be the only thing I can do. And the author is very happy about that because the author would have loved to have had it much sooner. But for whatever reason, I was challenged. And bless him for being understanding, and also for being understanding about me having COVID, about being understanding so many levels. And it doesn't hurt that she's also my best friend. So look for that coming soon. I will let you know. But the point is that seems to be the thing that that I most have to work with. Yeah, that's the thing that I have to, for the most part. It's the thing that I can do right now because I can't paint. My hands aren't stable enough. As I tell myself, I'm fine with my dad, but a lack of sleep and concern. And now that he's getting better, it's just that I need to sleep. I'm wired, that kind of weird this that you get because you haven't had sleep in the sand in your eyes, stuff like that. And yet you still have to do things that present themselves like pay bills, right? You better get those bills paid on time because I'll tell you, especially if it's a credit card. And in my world, my tax people say don't pay cash for anything. And that means because they want a record, right, for your business. So, okay, fine. But you got to make sure that you don't go down the rabbit hole with a lot of credit card debt. So I pay them off every month. This is my decision. And the problem is if you're a day late, they charge you like $40 for being late. Don't think that because I pay off all the time, I don't call them and ask them to waive that. And 9 times out of 10, they will. But it's a lot easier if you just try to schedule them accordingly properly. I do not believe in auto pay because they are never consistent in when they take it out. And it can screw up your checking account. But good. So I always want to be in control of my own money. I don't want them to be in control of it, but I hate if I'm late. So I have to be sure that I pay before so that I don't get that $40 ding for just being a day late, even though I'm paying it off. See, I think the rule should be if you're a day late and you pay it off, that should be waived, which is why I call, And how did I get on this? I don't know. But what I'm saying is when you're not feeling well, you're agitated and you haven't slept, you still have to do certain things or you end up getting bit more. Am I right? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Darren says Mary Poppins 1964, Sound of Music 1965. So it's the reverse, I guess. I guess they decided to copy Mary Poppins. See? Either way, they're similar. And it's amazing how similar. But watch them. You'll see those similarities. It's very cool. It's very, very cool. Hey, everyone. Hope all is well. Hello, Andrew. It is. Life does not stop just because life stopped for a while. Exactly. When I had COVID, I was still ordering groceries because my husband is not the chef. I am. And I'm not a chef. Chef is a term. I have a lot of help from Gobble, which is my favorite box thing that comes once a week. But he had to do it because I couldn't get around the food. You know the drill. So I tried to make sure, even not feeling well, that I ordered food so that he didn't have to work so hard because he's also doing a full-time job. So he's doing a full-time job and taking care of his wife who can't go anywhere but stay in that isolated room. 2 rooms is what you get when you're isolated with COVID. So that was the situation. And Melissa, you're absolutely right. So that's the deal, that even though I'm tired, I had to get up early this morning and make sure the drawings that needed to be approved by my best friend got off to her because she's East Coast. And if I want an answer today, that's the best way to behave. And then you want to make sure also that the bills are paid before the cutoff point and the day and the day rolls over. Okay. Because when you get close to the weekend, okay, it's Friday. If you do it before a certain time, then they'll get paid on Monday. But if you do it after that time, then they're going to get paid on Tuesday because nobody pays on the weekend. Well, maybe some do, but So if your bill is due on the 18th and it's today, which is the 15th, doggone well, you better do it before the cutoff point. Otherwise, it's going to be the 19th and ding, $40 on your account. So you still have to have that balance of forethought, right? Now, those of you who are watching me for the first time are saying, wow, I just think I stepped onto the freeway with this woman's brain, and you would be absolutely correct. Yes, indeed. My husband says no one can multitask. I say except for me. I haven't been very good at it lately because there's been a lot of tasks to my multi. But I do multitask quite a bit. My mind is thinking probably about 4 or 5 things at once. I once did a film with Henry Selick, the amazing animator for James and the Giant Peach and Nightmare Before Christmas. Yes, Tim Burton did it, but Henry animated it. And he used to not, he has a habit when you work with him. I also worked with him on a movie called Monkey Bone, where I played Betty Boulain. 3 Bulls for $1. Also did her voice. But anyway, I'm digressing. I used to get a little bit concerned because when Henry looked at me, he didn't look at my face. He always was like looking off here somewhere or here somewhere when he was talking to you. So sometimes when someone is talking to you like this, you're wondering, are they talking to me or is something over there happening? I'm not quite sure, especially when it's a director. But what I realized is that he had the movie all playing in his head. And so he was thinking far ahead. When he looked down like this, he was thinking way ahead to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. So I used to do this trying to get eye contact with him. And then finally I stopped because I realized this is how he works. So that's what I'm talking about. It's interesting about that. So Melissa also says, all of my auto pays are taken out a week before it's due. Yeah. And I just don't like auto pay. I don't like it, Melissa. I got to tell you, don't like it at all. It has a bad habit of screwing up my account, and being an artist, that's the last thing I want is my account screwed up. So I do it all myself, but it's good because I say this: if you don't watch what your money is doing and you are not playing an active part in your money, no one else will. So you've got to really know where those dollars are going and what is happening with that stuff. And I don't like that part of my life. I'd rather someone else do it. But you've heard of artists who have given it to other people and other people just abscond with it. They steal from you. I'm not saying that everyone who helps you with your money is someone who's going to steal from you. Please don't take it that way. But you have to be very, very careful. And you can't just give over and not pay attention. And as an artist, I have a huge tendency to do just that, right? A very huge tendency. I would love to have someone do all of that. But then if I don't know what I don't know, it can be dangerous, right? Absolutely dangerous. Yes, indeed. And so you don't want that to happen. So I know today is kind of a Swiss Army knife of ideas and things. But that's because I'm a little distracted. But I did want to come on and tell you guys that I just wanted to say hello. Just wanted to say that I am really, really going to speak positively and say the Ask Me Anything next Friday will be better, and that I am going to be more present on Monday. Hopefully, I will get sleep. I will be at the birthday, at least for the morning. So I hope I can see a lot of you there. Don't be shy, okay? And chances are, I think it's going to be hot on Sunday, so I won't be wearing my coat. I usually take my coat, my amazing coat, so you can spot me easily. But my hairdresser did this nice wiggly, squiggly design to my hair. So look for my hair, and then I will probably take an overcoat that's lighter. Like maybe it will be my Dumbo double dash running lightweight jacket, or I may wear maybe I'll wear my retro Captain EO jacket. I'll post what I decide to put on. Maybe I'll put on my Ghostbusters jacket, something that you can identify me very quickly with, so that when you look at me from the back, if you're super shy, you'll know it's me. I mean, my hair is probably pretty clear, but just in case you don't get to do that, then I just need a little light coat to keep me warm when it's really, really cold, just to take the wind off my skin and stuff. So It won't be my big coat because I'm not staying till the evening. I always take my coat if I'm going into evening hours because it really regulates my body temperature very, very well. But I probably won't be wearing my skull coat. So don't look for the skull coat. Look for my hair. But my point is, if you see me, please don't be too shy to come up and say hello. All right? Because I would love, love, love for you to say hi. Okay? And if you're someone who needs something autographed and can bring it into the park, I don't know how the policy is with that. But if you're someone who can do that, then and you want to, you just need to know that it's a signature runs around $20. I'm not really going to charge you. Just bring me a cup of coffee or a Dole Whip or something, okay? Just tell me what I'm saying. And if you really can't do that, then a small donation. And then if you get something autographed by me and I'm asking you to do that donation, 20 is what I would love, but I'm not going to push you, is if you do decide to get something autographed by me, then the money of that day will go to Chalk Walk. I'm donating to Chalk for the Children's Hospital. So all of that will go to Chalk. Okay. So for Disneyland, to celebrate Disneyland's birthday. Okay. Okay. That's only if you want something autographed. Okay. Only if you want something autographed. And you don't have to come up and get something autographed. You can come up and say hello and get a photo, and that's all free. Okay. Please understand that. It's Disneyland's birthday. That's why I'm there. Just come, say, can I get a picture? We'll get a picture. We'll have a selfie. All right. Am I clear on that? If not, talk to me here. Okay. Let me clarify. You're always a delight, Terry. Get some sleep. I'll keep your dad in my prayers. Hugs. Hugs to you too. We are at the hour. I want to tell you that I learned something from you guys. And that is, if I am open and honest at the beginning of the broadcast, you guys all work so hard to help me out. And I want you to know just how much I appreciate that. I just want you to know how much I appreciate your compassion, your kindness, your sweetness, and your respect for me. I want you to know that I thank you 100 million times for looking out for me. I learned that if I tell you up front that I need to leave because I'm in a crisis or whatever, that you're right there. And that means so much to me. The stories that I've heard about people who subscribe or follow on YouTube, Facebook, and Patreon have been scary. And I don't have any of that, knock on wood. You are all wonderful. You are all special. You are all so beautiful. And I want you all to know how much I appreciate that. Just from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being just a really good, genuine, cool human being. And thank you for helping me achieve some of my goals that I need as well. Maybe it's that you think I don't have goals or my life is so wonderful that what could possibly go wrong? And that's one of the reasons I have this channel, is to share with you what's really going on. Tribe really gets into it, guys. It's not all rough stuff, but we're very open with our hearts. We expose our delicate underbelly, and anytime you do that if you're stabbed in it, you get afraid and you don't want to do that anymore. You don't want to share your heart when it's broken with other people. In Terry's tribe, we do that because it's a safe environment to do that, and we help you. And I'm going to tell you that the past 2 weeks when I had COVID, the tribe stepped up and helped me tenfold. And so I need the tribe as much as the tribe needs me, is what I'm trying to say in a long-winded version. And if you know me, you know it's always long-winded. So go figure. Okay. All right. One more big comment from Bob Burdine. I read some Disney Insider site. The reason for the boycott of Song of the South is because the president of the NAACP was threatening a boycott, and Walt thought he was asking for too much, so he didn't cave in. Hearing all the stories about Walt, it sounds right. Well, Walt is no good or evil. Okay. You cannot You cannot, if you're not in the entertainment industry, or in any case, let's just not say the entertainment industry before I go, but in any case, you got to know what your goal is. If my goal is to get your signature on that contract, it's not that I'm lying. I'm just telling you what you want to hear. And it's not that I don't plan to do what you want. I just plan to do what I want. And if you can hit two birds with one stone, yay. But if not, too bad, is what I think Walt felt. To be honest with you, I think that's exactly what he felt. I mean, I felt like the Lion King's, the Lion King was actually stolen from Dr. Tezuka, and they had to settle with the Tezuka family because they thought the Japanese people would not sue. But they did, and they won. It's a story of Kim of the White Lion. But did that stop them from making a really killer movie based on another really killer series? No. They did it. They paid for it. Okay. Now we have Lion King 2, 3, blah, 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 blah. The Little Mermaid. Does it have to be like the story? Walt said, no, I want it happy. So The Little Mermaid's going to be like this. This is my story. This is what's called a film. Now, if it was a documentary on the history of the Little Mermaid, how its origins happened, what's the story, that's different. You can't say documentary because documentary means that it tells you the story and sticks to the truth as much as possible. That's why things like with what's his name, Michael whatever, who does his mockumentaries, because some of it's true and some of it is his satirical point of view. His view, his truth, your truth, the truth. Okay. So it's good to know the definitions here because you're going to get upset when a movie is not right. Like, for example, the movie American Sniper, people felt that the person who wrote this movie was all about recruiting, getting people to join up in the service. That could be very true. It's a film. So they're going to cherry pick the parts they want to get the message they want because guess what? They're the artist. So that's how it works. If you don't like movies that don't stick with the truth exactly the way you want it, then you should be watching documentaries. Yeah, because you're going to be upset a lot. And sometimes I am. But I've learned that if certain things are transposed, didn't happen in the order that they happened, et cetera, doesn't matter. It's a movie. And I'll just strap in and ride and enjoy it. Okay. Sometimes what it should do is catapult you to read the book. But sometimes when you read the book, like one of the movies that I really like is The Help. But when I read the book, I found out that a lot of people felt that the author plagiarized a lot of it from another author. So that wasn't fun to learn that it's possible. So I read the book. I thought the book was good, but I like the movie better. So I'm not going to read the book again, but I'm definitely going to watch the movie. I was just curious, So that's the way it should work. That's the way that it should really see. So that's the idea. Yes, Michael Moore. Yeah, his is mockumentary, not documentary, meaning that he can put his point of view on his thoughts in it. Satirical. Kind of like Bill Maher, okay? Bill Maher has his point of view. He has his show on HBO Max, on HBO, and he puts people together and they debate. I actually love the debating because it's fun. And then I think his point of view can be funny. Not always, but his point of view can be funny. I don't watch him all the time, but I might tune in, right? But Rush Limbaugh had his point of view too. Was it really a truth? Or was it just the man's opinion? Kind of like me. Well, I'm not nowhere near him. And I never listened to Rush. I couldn't stand him. But I did something that people should do rather than complain about how awful Rush Limbaugh was. I changed the channel because that's my right? And that's yours too. So I love you guys. Thank you. I obviously have to go a little bit over an hour just because it's me. But I love you guys a lot. I want to thank you so much for your help and assistance today. And again, I love you for helping me keep to my gut. And I will post how my dad is doing continually, probably over the weekend, and let you know. But definitely remember, if you're going to be there for the birthday, to swing by and see me at Coke Corner. Okay. And then I'm going to go outside in downtown Disney, but I'll keep you posted. I'll kind of let you guys know where I'm going to be once I get it solidified. Okay. All right. I love you guys. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Be good, be well, be happy, be strong, be kind, and do something nice for someone else. It'll make you feel a whole lot better. I hope I see you Sunday, and I definitely will see you Monday. Okay. Love and hugs. Bye for now. Bye for now, my love.